Let's do a garden update. It's the end of May and things are growing wild. First of all, I'm still having a plant sale. So if you're local to the Cincinnati, Ohio area, let me know and I can hook you up with some really great tomato, pepper, eggplant, herbs, etc. But come on, let's get out in the garden and let me show you what's going on. If you're new around here, my name is Angela. I'm an urban farmer in the Cincinnati, Ohio area. I'm actually in northern Kentucky. Right here, these are plants I'm still trying to sell as well. And I just found one of those little popper things that my grandson threw. Just stepped on it. Glad I had shoes on. This is the first bed I want to show you, and there's no way I can show you everything that is happening in the garden right now, but I'm going to give you highlights. And one of the best highlights is I have found out this year that growing dill next to my broccoli, I have never had broccoli that has looked this nice. Now you're going to see a few little bug holes here and there, but for the most part, they look pristine. And I know the only difference is growing dill next to them. Even these cabbages look great. I've got rainbow chard tucked in here that these broccoli have gotten so large, you really can't see the chard that much. I've got to come out here and do some harvesting. I have sprayed neem oil, but only a couple of times. And I do a concentrate that is very diluted. We've had so much rain, nothing has been sprayed for bugs in probably 3 weeks now, and they look fantastic. The vertical grower, we have some onions starting to bulb up. I found out that what I thought was curly kale is actually turnip greens. I mean, there's real live turnips in here, but I grow turnips for the greens for my chickens. We've been harvesting some beautiful lettuce out of here, and the collards have just gone wild. I'm actually thawing out some bacon from the freezer. Gonna have some very tasty collard greens very soon. There is a bird's nest in the grapes, and Mama gets very angry when I'm out here. And I think Papa is yelling from over my shoulder and across the street. But I keep telling her, this is my home, she's just a guest here. Another case in point about growing dill next to things. Cabbages look amazing. Again, only sprayed with diluted neem oil twice since late March. This is the end of May. They look fantastic. So thankful. Even if I'd been spraying neem oil on here, we've had so much rain recently, it would not still be on there. Again, have some rainbow chard tucked in, and cilantro or chamomiles struggling to get into the sunlight, but it's still going to be fine because it'll just be fine. Have some tomato plants in here doing well. Bachelor buttons are starting to bloom. Have some more of those in the backyard. I've got some small cucumber plants under there, just trying to protect them from bugs for a little while, but they're looking pretty good. And under here, these are white flat pumpkins that I have tried to grow several times. I have them under here to prevent bugs. And some red amaranth coming in back there. You can see I've got a weed problem. This was a new in-ground area. Kind of not surprised about the weeds, but definitely got to get that taken care of this week. My grandson pulled our first baby carrot today, so that's exciting. Daisies are going to be blooming soon, and the rhubarb is still going gangbusters. More rhubarb. Some small tomato plants here. Now in this bed, again, more rhubarb. I've got some perennial flowers and some tea roses in here. More bachelor buttons. Just put this delicata squash in here this past week. And these tomatoes have been out a little bit longer. Got to get them under control and back in their cages this week. Oh my goodness, look. I did not see that until just now. that's awesome. But also got to do some pruning on here. I've got leaves touching the ground, and we got to get this staked up better this week. But they are looking fantastic. They've grown so fast with all of this rain that they're coming out of their cages. One thing I wanted to show you over here is this lemon balm. I grew some lemon balm a few years ago, and then it died out. It came back in a different location, and I've got to get this harvested this week and dehydrated for tea. Hello. Hi. On the side of the house, I have a blend of medicinal herbs and regular vegetable items, including bag potatoes that I'm growing for the first time this year, some tomatoes, peppers, onions, more rhubarb, mint, and some leeks left from last year. A few little raised beds here and there in the backyard. Time to start harvesting my black currants. I'm really behind though. I really should have done this. I'm surprised the birds aren't picking them clean. Hello. The literary ladies are always checking out what I'm doing in the backyard. And a few more little beds here and there. Always have some yarrow or some type of pollinator and flower around somewhere, and this big ol' mess that needs to be cleaned up, just so we can sit outside and enjoy our patio. It was time to pick a few strawberries while we were back here. Still rebuilding my stock of strawberry plants. Okay, under here I just transplanted some cucumbers this week. They're looking pretty good. Starting to get some carrots developing under here. Gonna be getting the last of the turnip greens that are in here out, and it looks like our black beans have sprouted in this tire. Get that up a little bit so it's not weighing them down. Basically was just trying to keep squirrel from digging in there. I put dahlias in this year. I will have to dig them out in the fall. And I haven't seen any mushrooms in this bed yet. I need to come in and weed it out, but I don't think that's why the mushrooms haven't grown. I did have to put a natural, but I did have to put a fungicide on my peach trees, and I think that might have killed my mushrooms, but the peaches look really good. And I don't have that fungus that I had last year. I am going to have to I did a lot of pruning on these, but I'm going to have to do even more because it's hanging over my neighbor's fence, and that's a big no-no. Now here's my shameful part of the garden. Originally I have red raspberries back there, and this pear tree that has never produced a pear and needs to come down it was just blocking this too much last year, and I hardly got any raspberries. So I transplanted some over here into these tires, and they are doing really well, but I've got a cattle panel I need to get up over here, and I want to get those moved out of there, or at least under control. It has just become a thicket, and the grapes, I didn't get the new grape arbor in. I have it, I just didn't get it in. So they're going wild. The red raspberries are going wild, and because I'm trying to stay on top of the plant sales, and there's some lovely bee balm that's going to be in there too. But yeah, this is just always the neglected area because it produces even without a lot of attention. It really needs some cleaning up. As you can see, here's all of the wood that I pruned off of these trees. It needs to be cut into small pieces. I want to dehydrate it or dry it out for kindling for our fireplace. The raspberries are sprouting in our little walkway here. I put some shade-loving perennials in here, and only halfway done with this side bed flower. This whole thing is just going to be flowers and stepping stones. Eventually. Okay. my neighbor has some work being done, so that's why I couldn't talk on that side and you got the voiceover instead. Because I just feel awkward talking about this kind of stuff in front of people. I can talk to you, but with other people around, I still feel awkward. So I hope you enjoyed your garden tour, and I will see you again next time. But yeah, I guess that's it for now. Oh, if you like this kind of content, don't forget to subscribe and follow along on this journey. And I really do believe everyone can grow something somewhere. So keep coming back and I'll give you tips and ideas for how to grow a lot of food in small spaces. See you next time, friend.